Greetings, players, and welcome to the Oxygen Podcast, where we discuss all things gaming, esports, and health. Welcome to episode 5. If you missed 2 weeks ago, actually, not last week's episode, if you missed the episode 2 weeks ago with Dr. Lindsay Miglior, aka GamerDoc, don't forget you can catch up on that on video on demand or hear an audio-only version on our website or Spotify. Apologies for the technical issues last week. We have managed to bring our incredible guest from last week forward to this week, and I am incredibly excited to introduce to you all Ben Feferman, CEO of Amuka Esports. For those who don't know, Amuka are Canada's leader in esports tournaments, venues, and leagues, and Ben has over 6 years' experience in the esports industry, beginning as an investor and now running an entire organization. Ben, welcome to the show.
Hi, how you doing? Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing, 1, your name correctly, and 2, Amuka correctly.
2 for 2.
Fantastic. That's a good start. Better than 2 weeks ago where I messed up both of them. But
It's okay. A lot of people do say Akuma because of the Street Fighter connection.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a really good point. I can see how people would make that mistake. So, as CEO of a massive organizer, it'll be interesting to hear your insights on health and other challenges that the industry faces, and its players face predominantly. But to begin with, let's start with you. How did you first become involved in esports?
Yeah, really, I guess, 2015, I met a great esports entrepreneur, and he was starting this business called Enthusiast. And, I didn't know too much about the industry back in 2015. It was still pretty new, but really liked what he was doing, the direction, so invested and kind of followed that story. And, while I got into finance, I was raising money for esports, tech companies, and eventually esports companies. And just didn't feel like the ones that were looking for capital were diversified or really viable businesses. And so kind of that's when the light bulb went off to say, hey, you know what, I understand the investment banking world. I have a pretty good grasp of the gaming industry. I should go all in. And so my business partner and I, we started Amuka summer of last year. And we raised a bit of cash and put together a good portfolio of esports assets.
It seems like you've done an incredible amount in such a short period of time. You've already kind of told us about how Amuka came to be. Can you tell us a little bit about the journey you've been on this last year?
Yeah, it's been a total grind. I don't know. Yeah, just think about it like this: we closed on 2 esports venues in February and March. Like, talk about timing. That's when everything got shut down. So man, things would have been so great. Like, we would have just been firing on all cylinders. We had so much momentum. COVID definitely took the wind out of our sails, but hey, like we were talking in the pre-show, it's part of the grind. It's part what makes you a good entrepreneur. And from that, I've had to pivot and focus on other different verticals. So it's been a great journey. I've made so many mistakes along the way, and which has also toughened me up a bit. So I think going through that process, and now I think now I'm really getting started. I feel like it's like a new company now.
I was going to ask how COVID-19 has kind of affected everything, and I guess you have just touched upon that. It also kind of it implements the next question as well, really, which was what is next for Amuka?
Yeah, definitely. So kind of big picture, we are planning to merge with a publicly traded company called YDX Innovation. And they're a leader in VR, AR, and immersive experiences. And the reason for that is the esports industry is, 60 to 70% of that revenue is sponsorship driven. And, YDX has already successfully done, digital activations with some of the biggest brands in the world in Brazil. So now what we want to do is take those connections, those activations that have worked on the sort of immersive side, and now move them into some of our esports assets here in Canada. And that's where we see the growth. And if I'm going to be a bit more granular, I would say that media and teams are probably the 2 verticals that I'm probably going to spend most of my time on in 2021.
Are you looking to build up your own team of players and roster, or?
Yeah, it's the big reveal is coming soon. We're going to be announcing our team name in less than a couple weeks. We're going to be fielding sort of developmental, like minor league teams in about 8 to 9 rosters. We have about 6 content creators signed already, hoping to grow that. And my goal is I do want to be in a professional league, by the end of next year. So we have some ideas on which leagues that we'd like to be in.
That is incredibly exciting, and I imagine you're trying to keep a lot of this under wraps at the moment, but you're allowed to tell us what games, what titles you're planning on entering into?
Yeah, right now, Counter-Strike, Valorant. We have a good push into iRacing, both in the eNASCAR League and in the Le Mans, 24-hour Le Mans. We are looking, hopefully, to get back into Brawlhalla. We have a couple Fortnite players and a pretty good Rainbow Six roster as well.
It's very exciting. On the topic of e-racing, it's been very interesting to see how the racing industry has kind of pivoted towards esports this year because of coronavirus.
Yeah, I mean, what really interests me is, the esport versus the traditional sport. There's zero correlation. Like, you could be a great NBA player, but fuck, there's no way you can hit a jump shot if your life depended on it, based on those skills. Racing is the complete opposite. And the fact that, real racers can move into the full eNASCAR series and dominate, and real eNASCAR drivers, pros, can then actually move onto the racetrack in the car and compete, blew me away. Like, I just think that is so cool, that crossover. So that's why I'm so excited about the sport.
I was about to ask you if you'd seen any of the footage of professional e-racing drivers going onto the track and beating the professional drivers. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just, there's nothing else like that in that sort of crossover between sports and esports. Maybe there will be in the future with other types of maybe motor vehicles, but yeah, right now I just think it's awesome.
So moving away from gaming and esports just a little bit and focusing on another aspect that Oxygen's very kind of focused on, you're a marathon runner too, right?
I've done a marathon. Does that mean I'm a marathon runner?
I think that means you're qualified. Yeah. I mean, that's an impressive feat. How did you get into that?
Yeah, I was overweight. This is like 5-7 years ago. I can't remember. And I was playing pickup hockey with some friends in a league, and after one shift, I was throwing up on the sidelines, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, sometimes you don't realize how out of shape you are until you really put it into practice. So I said, I want to do something about it. And running was a really good way because you don't need other people to do it. You don't need any equipment. You can do it privately. And so I privately trained, and I signed up for my first 5K race. And I ran it, and I was hooked. And my gamer tag, not in Fortnite, I had to change it, but my gamer tag for everything else is 5K Fef. And that name started from running 5K races. Oh, do you guys use kilometers or miles? Miles.
We use miles.
Miles, 3 miles. So I'd be like 3 mile Fef, but in Canada it's 5K Fef. Yeah. And that started it off, and then eventually 5K, 10K, and then I just decided to go for it and ran a marathon in 2018.
How did you find that? I mean, I imagine the training and the actual race itself would have been extremely challenging, right? I mean, even for a seasoned runner.
Yeah, it's so incredibly mentally exhausting. It took me 5 hours and a bit, and actually the main reason why I want to run again is after the fact I heard that Oprah ran a marathon in 4:30. So my new goal is I need to be a better, faster marathon runner than Oprah. So
of course,
that's the new goal. But to spend 5+ hours with yourself and your thoughts, like going through this, was the biggest challenge. And that's like, I'm kind of scared to do it again, just knowing like how grueling it is.
Have you found that the health effects and benefits, both physical and mental, have spilled over into your gaming at all?
Not like directly into my gaming, but just how I approach gaming. Like, I'm very cognizant of the fact that it's a sedentary activity. I do have some back problems, so I try to get up and move and really limit my gaming to 3 hours. I know that sounds like a lot still, but not more than a 4-hour session. And I really only do that once, sometimes twice a week.
I mean, it's really good that you're aware of that and you are limiting these sessions and separating them out and making sure you're not sedentary the whole time. I mean, a lot of these guys playing on a competitive level, they're talking about training for something like 8 to 12 hours a day on really intense training sessions, which really isn't particularly good for their health. And one of the things that we're looking at to bringing to the core of the oxygen system is, and it stems from traditional sports training, is this concept of heart rate zone training. Is that something you've heard of? Have you used it yourself as a runner?
No, I mean, I understand sort of the concept in terms of running, but yeah, not in the sort of gaming context.
Yeah, so we're really trying to bring this to gaming. Obviously, the actual categories of heart rate zones are going to have to be dialed down a little bit because there's no way your heart rate's going to be matching what you'd be doing if you're running or cycling, for example. But we're really latching onto this idea that to perform well in high stress situations, you have to train in high stress situations, right? So by training your heart in certain zones, you become more accustomed to them, you can perform better under the pressure, and you can think more clearly.
Cool.
Moving on a little bit, as someone who's so directly involved in tournaments and leagues, I imagine you have a lot of involvement with teams and players. Have you noticed any trends in recent years with regards to health? Players struggling, or even teams putting new measures into place to support their players?
Yeah, it's definitely there's definitely a lot of toxicity that's out there, and I think it's kind of challenging to always identify it. Team cohesion is kind of difficult in terms of personalities and how people react with each other. For the most part, though, I just think it's a lot of it is just unrealistic expectations that everyone has. Like, every kid wants to be pro and just thinks like, if I just keep putting in more and more hours, I'm going to get that success. And it's really not the case. It's not. There's not a direct. I don't believe there's a direct correlation between hours in and sort of that output. I think to some of the things you pointed out, it's you have to have a holistic approach to it and view gaming very differently.
Absolutely, and even just if you're constantly grinding and going lobby to lobby to lobby, game to game to game, you're not learning anything. You need to be able to sit there and process what did I do wrong before moving into the next game. Otherwise, you're not going to learn, you're not going to get better, but you are going to consistently damage your health by remaining sedentary and just grinding and grinding and grinding. And stress and burnout becoming such huge issues in the industry. And this idea that kids, they have to grind for hours and hours to be a professional player, one, isn't true, and two, is extremely damaging.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a funny story. After I play with the same guys, we play Fortnite, usually every week, and at the end of a 3-hour window or whatever, we all say, "Oh, I wish we got to." I'm married, I have kids, so are they. So we got to book a time where we could just spend 8 hours gaming or 10 hours gaming. Like there's something almost romantic about being able to sit down and play games like that with friends for long periods of time. So I do want to do it to sort of understand that. But even I feel the health effects after even 3 or 4 hours. It's hard for me to come down. I can't fall asleep. That night I'm always up way too late. Like I feel those effects almost immediately after just that short 4-hour window. So those longer things, I can only imagine the toll it's taking. And yeah, you mentioned burnout.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, sleep in particular is one of those things that we're looking at implementing some kind of sleep training into the system a lot further down the road. But what we have found is that people who are doing these long, intense sessions or playing particularly late at night, they are really struggling to sleep afterwards. And I mean, I've struggled this with myself, as you were saying about the 10-hour gaming sessions or wanting to do them. I remember doing a 24-hour stream for charity a couple of years ago, and I just felt so horrifically ill afterwards. And I just couldn't figure out what it was. I mean, obviously it was fatigue, but it felt like there were other things going on at play there as well.
It's almost like, when a game publisher is developing a game, they're developing it to do things to you, to push you in this way, to make you react to this and do that. It's almost so orchestrated. It's almost like a feeling of being violated after being subjected to like that stimulus over and over again in that certain way. That's just kind of how I like think about it. Especially mobile games, for example, how it's so they know exactly like if you do this, you're gonna do that, and it's like. So all that, I don't know.
That's a really good point. I wonder if it is partly a physical and mental crash, but also, emotional, hormonal, rather, a little bit as well thrown in there, rather than it all being a pure fatigue thing.
Yeah, you know, we're going to play Fortnite. And if you take a step back and look at it, when you finish a game, how many seconds before the ready up comes in? That's all like studied in terms of, you know, is it 8 seconds the right number before someone will ready up again? Or is it 3 seconds? Or is it five? And like every part of the game to get you to play longer, it's engineered like that, you know, like,
100%.
so I don't know, that's kind of creepy.
It's all about user retention, right? And I mean, a lot of this kind of, I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen The Social Problem?
No, I should. I'm scared. I'm actually scared to see it, but I should.
Yeah, I was the same going into it, but I can see a lot of the issues that they touch upon in that and how these apps are trying to retain users. You know, you can see that in the games industry as well.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, the best way to look at it is in moderation. That's the only way we can justify subjecting ourselves to that.
Where do you think the esports industry is heading in the next 5 years?
Yeah, I just think, you know, esports or gaming or even just gamification is going to come to everything. Like everything is going to be gamified. Going to the bank, getting groceries, it's going to be everywhere. Um, I think at the end of the day, esports, it's entertainment. So like, is that hour going to be spent watching TV? Is it going to be listening to music? Is it be gaming? And that's where gaming is going to eat other forms of entertainment's breakfast. The CEO of Netflix, I think last year, you know, made a very famous comment, you know, that HBO isn't their biggest competitor, it's Fortnite, right? That so I also think it's going to be those verticals are going to bridge together. It's not really going to be so clear what's a movie and what's TV and what's music and what's gaming. I think kind of Fortnite and Roblox doing concerts is a great example of that fusion. And
Yeah.
Fortnite also hosted the trailer for Tenet and, you know, other premieres. So it's going to be a new form of communication and language, and that's what's so cool to be able to sort of watch how that unfolds over the next few years.
What's been particularly interesting for me this November, we're in December now, last month in particular, was the fact that the BBC have been showing Blast Premiere, which is mind-blowing to me. You know, like in the UK, esports on television isn't something that's very easily accessible. I don't know what it's like in the States or in Canada.
Yeah, I don't really like that esports is trying to go on cable television. For the reason, a couple of reasons. One, most people our age don't have cable. Maybe
It's a fair
BBC is
comment.
free for everyone. I don't know, but
Yeah.
um,
Well, there's a
when the
license fee for TV, but yeah.
yes, you know, when the NBA did their players tournament and it was on ESPN, I was like, wow, that's so cool. But I don't have ESPN, and like I'm
Yeah.
sure there's like millions of other sports fans and esports fans that don't have it. So I think the esports industry has this almost inferiority complex, and the only way to be accepted is to be on non-traditional platforms like cable television. And I'd say like fuck them. Like we don't need esports doesn't need cable television. We're fine on Twitch, you know,
That's a
like we're
very good
fine
point.
on YouTube. And I don't want to have to find out. I don't want to have to go to ESPN now to watch esports. I want to watch it on Twitch the way I always have. So
Yeah, I mean, to
it's
an extent
nice,
then,
but not needed. Yeah.
do you think they're just trying to, you know, fight the elephant in the room? Esports isn't a real sport. All those comments. Do you think by trying to get these big cable television deals, they're trying to level the playing field and make themselves seem a little bit more authentic as a sport to those trash talkers, essentially?
But that's the point exactly. Like, who cares if people are? Who cares about that question? Is esports a sport? That's people who are like non-believers
Yeah.
are going to ask and challenge, and I have no interest in like converting them. So that's I think just kind of a dumb question. Not that you're bringing it up. I just mean
Oh yeah, no, of
this
course.
debate about whether esports is a sport or not. It's fierce competition. So whatever you want to call it, it exists. And it's the same thing with the Olympics. You know, people talking, should esports be on the Olympics? And my answer is the same, no way. Like, the Olympics is old, its audience is decreasing, it bankrupts all the cities you want to be in. Like, is that what we want esports to be associated with? This, like, bureaucratic corporate behemoth? No, like, we are cool, we're progressive. So I think we got a good thing, and let's not ruin it with mixing it with all these other, you know, traditional media or forms of entertainment just because we want to be accepted by the community, by the broader community.
It's a really hot take and not one that I've heard particularly often. It's refreshing, and in all honesty, I understand your where you're coming from with this, and I agree with you. I do see esports as an industry, particularly on an organizational level, drifting more towards embracing, wellness and I can't think of the right word now, but bringing on board staff and coaching techniques to make their players healthy and improve career longevity, really. If you look at teams like Astralis, when they brought in Maya Stelberg a few years ago, that was almost like a cosmic shift in direction for the scene. Many teams have followed suit since, and I think they're seeing the benefits of that, and I think that's going to extend well beyond 2020.
Yeah, but the other thing is, if we're talking about health and sponsors, like some of the biggest sponsors are not healthy brands. I mean,
Absolutely.
Whether it's energy drink companies or confection snacks and things like that. Like, I'm not seeing a lot of Panera Bread sponsorships. I'm seeing more Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. I don't mean to call them out, but just saying, like, so if there is interest in bringing health and wellness into it, I'm just not seeing it yet from sponsors.
That's a very good point, and not one that we'd really factored in. And I understand entirely that, esports can say or present themselves outwardly as wanting to be more player focused and care for the player's health, but if they're still promoting these brands that are unhealthy, do have negative effects to, esports has quite a young, quite impressionable audience. And we had GamerDoc on here 2 weeks ago talking about the dangers of, energy drinks and supplements that are being pushed by esports. And, I understand completely where you're coming from with this.
Yeah, and look, it's so normal to us because the Olympics are always sponsored by Coke. But, like, does anyone appreciate, like, the irony there? Like, we're celebrating, like, people who have, like, peak physical health performance by saying Coke, refreshing Coke. Like, so ridiculous. What do you think about it?
Cool. So we are moving up to the half-hour mark. So we're going to shake things up a little bit now. This is what makes the Oxygen podcast a little bit unique. We're going to jump on into a game. Ben, would you like to tell us what game you selected and why?
Yes, I did see you previously play Fortnite on a previous episode that I watched, and I thought that was funny. The person you were playing with, she was pretty good.
Yeah, GamerDoc was incredibly good. I don't play this game a lot. I got carried so hard by Dr. Lindsay Miglior last week, physically as well. She literally picked me up when I was down and threw me down a hill. So
yeah. I play Fortnite, a couple reasons. One, other games, I just can't stand the toxic community. Like, when I play Counter-Strike, every other word is like, you suck, you're shit, you're terrible. Like, it's just so vile. Do you play CSGO ever?
I did play a lot of CSGO when the game first launched. I have to admit that the community kind of was the reason I stopped playing the game.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the toxic community is one of the main reasons I love Rainbow Six Siege. So maybe I do need to return to CSGO and give it another go.
Yeah. So at least with Fortnite, there isn't really that toxicity. It's an easy game. It is a little bit challenging to build, but I was playing Warzone a lot, and then I don't know. I just went to Fortnite, and that's all I play right now. I don't play a ton of games. Playing a lot of Madden. It's a great game.
Fantastic.
I like sports, yeah.
I still need to get 21. I absolutely loved 20. I played so much of it.
That's what I'm playing still, yeah, 20. I haven't even played 21 yet. All right, I'm just firing up Fortnite.
Yeah, no problem. Just refreshing my memory on how we play this game. I think since this game came out, I've probably played about 7 or 8 matches total.
Yeah. So, when I play with my squad, we have kind of 3 rules to follow.
Okay.
So this is how we are going to be successful. Comms, like communications. So we always got to communicate who's shooting, where's it coming from. Materials. You always have to be rich in materials. And high ground.
Yep.
Okay, we always got to so if we stick to those 3 keys to success, we will have a fighting chance. I'm not great either, but we'll camp out a little bit. We're not going to drop in the hottest zone. We'll make it exciting for the viewers here.
Fantastic.
Also, we're playing at 3 p.m. Eastern time, there's not a lot of good players playing at this hour, you know?
Is that meaning all the British players are bad at the game? Because I take no offense because I'm British and I am bad at the game, but...
No, it's okay because you guys are not playing on NA East, so I'm not even playing against you guys usually.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But I don't know. I don't know if there's a science, but I found when I play, when I'm playing during the day, the opponents are easier versus like 10 p.m. at night. They're all killing me.
That makes a fair degree of sense.
Yeah. So this is season 5. It has a Star Wars type of theme to it now.
I did see the Mandalorian crossover stuff come up, and I was intrigued by it. I have to say, all the tie-ins they're doing are really impressive.
Yeah, no, I think it's really cool. So I guess should we turn off our game chat or?
Yeah, that's a good point. Mine should be turned off from last time.
All right, I'll make sure my game chat is on. All right.
Yeah, we're all good on my end. Voice chat is off.
Hey, where are you? What kind of skin you got?
Just the basic
There we
one.
go. Yeah. So I got the Mandalorian.
I did see that in the loading screen. I'm very, very jealous.
Yeah.
Gotta get me some Beskar.
All right. Where do you want to drop?
Where would you suggest?
Do you want to just take it easy, or do we want to like hit a hot zone?
Somewhere in the middle ground. Somewhere in the middle ground. Let's make it interesting, but also...
we could go to Rickety Reels. It's around
Yeah,
here.
sounds good to me. Cool, dropping.
So there, right next to where I marked, that's the Coliseum.
Right,
It's pretty
okay.
cool, but it's so busy. Tons of people there. So we're gonna drop into Rickety Reels right now.
Yep.
I'm gonna warn you, in the house, there's 2 kind of bots, and they're a little bit hard to kill. So make sure you don't enter that house until you got some good ammo.
Yep, okay.
But don't worry.
I do play a lot of Battle Royales, it's just this has always felt very different.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting shot already.
Yeah? All right.
Yep, northeast. I got no weapons just yet.
Those are the bots. Just run.
Oops.
A ton of ammo. Bullets. Where are you? Hell out of here. Yeah, these bots are bad. How much health do you have left?
Say again?
How much health do you have left?
64?
I don't even have any mats.
I've got some stuff on me to heal up in a second.
Okay. Yeah, there's some shield here. I'll let you take that.
Thanks.
Now we need to get revenge on those guys.
I need to get a gun still. Oh, cheers.
Oh, do you need a gun? Do you want a pistol?
Yeah, I just picked one up. I assumed you dropped it for me though.
Okay, but we're gonna need more ammo, so. Careful, yeah. Jesus, these guys. Okay, there's some.
Oh wow, there's a lot of bots around here, isn't there?
Oh shit, there's 3 of them. You stand still. Oh, there's someone else shooting from over here. Let me see if I can find them.
Yeah, I don't see them.
You stand still and don't do anything, you sink into the quicksand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so watch, just stop.
Huh.
Yeah, and you're gonna sink in and you can move underground like this. Cool,
That's
eh?
very cool, yeah.
Yeah, be cool. So we can try to find. No, those. I want to kill those guys, but we need better weapons. Here, take that AR.
Thank you.
Should we go back and try to get those guys?
Yeah, I still need some more health. I've got full shields, but I need health at some point.
Let's get some mats. Now there is a way to eat the crystals. So on some of the ones that are flashing, you can consume.
Oh, really? How do I... Oh, yes.
No,
Got it. Yep. See it.
Giving you health or shield?
Neither. Did that give me anything? I don't think that gave me anything. I could be wrong. Try it again.
Oh, I see what it does. It makes you zoom a little faster.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I'm gonna try this. Oh, how many rounds? I just snipe him? I don't know. There we go.
You get him?
Sniper's the way to go. Yeah.
Nice one.
There we go. How many
He's
more
down.
left?
Got him.
That's it. We neutralized them?
I believe so, yeah.
Alright, let's get some bounty. Look, there's one more. Oh, it's not. Here, you take this. Merry Christmas.
Oh, I've already got one. If you want it, you
Oh,
can
you
have
already
it.
have a blue AR? Okay, I'll take it then.
How do I drop it?
You want a keyboard or controller?
Controller.
I don't know.
Alright. I've got a keyboard here as well, though, so I could just do it that way.
Well, it's tab and then you click on it.
There you
go. Let's see how we're doing on the map. We're doing good. So let's just leave this place. And then the viewers want to see us kill people, so we gotta give them what they want.
We have to go get some fight.
Yeah. We've camped out to, so we have a respectable finish, but they need to see some kills. That's... Here, you can use this to heal.
Nice, thank you. Would not have known that was a thing.
Okay, 40 players left. Got this.
Right, heading to you.
Might as well walk. Like, if we travel, we should just travel like this. underneath.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. Got 2 tangos.
Yep, seen.
How's your building?
Bad, as in never done it before, so probably quite bad.
Oh, killed him or knocked him down. He's gonna heal his buddy though. I just don't know if we should go for it.
Yes, push. Might as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's go opposite. Oh shit. Opposite direction.
On the left, right next to you on the left.
We're not even on the same team. This is too hard. There's 2 sides here.
Where's he gone? He was nearly dead. There he is.
Both of them are there.
Not enough ammo left for my AR. Right, SMG time.
Oh, ammo.
Yeah, I'm running low on everything now.
We're underneath. Oh! You got me.
You had to cover a second? I'll get you.
Nope. I'm dead. Yeah. It's okay. I'm done.
No!
It's all you! Don't worry about my card. Just get the hell out of there.
Go on, sink, 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 sink.
Okay, that's a good first round.
Yeah. I could have done better. I could have got you up.
Yeah. It's alright, though it's tough. We were like, there's guys on one side and the other, and I don't know. That's
It was
really
unfortunate.
cool. You seeing what that gun that guy's using?
What is that?
I don't know. I haven't had it yet. That's cool.
That is cool. Oh, it's the
Yeah.
Mandalorian rifle.
Oh, Mandalorian. Yeah. Yeah. I think we can. Can we get a victory royale?
I think we can. We can at least get top 5.
I think we should. Yeah, top 5 is a good goal. With at least a couple kills.
Yeah.
What game are you playing most often?
At the moment, it's a lot of Black Ops Cold War.
Yeah.
Before that, it was mainly Apex Legends.
Trying to think where to. Maybe it's trying to land here,
Yep.
and then we'll
Sounds good.
move into lazy. There's a few good areas. Have you ever gone fishing in Fortnite?
I have not. I didn't know they had fishing.
I'll show you fishing. Fishing's awesome.
Did they have that on launch, or have they added it in since?
I don't know. I've only been playing for a few seasons.
Oh,
so
okay.
I really didn't play any of Chapter 1. So, but fishing is cool. You can, get some good guns really easily. Get some other things. There's a few spots where you'll just open up a barrel and get a fishing rod,
Yep.
and then I'll show you where you throw your rod.
Awesome.
I mean, it's really dangerous to fish. Like, someone can just shoot you at any time, but it's fun. So you take your rod. Here, so come, let's get you a rod. There's a rod right here. Grab the rod. So you gotta go to these like sort of ripples here where the fish are.
Right, okay. Where did you go? Oh, you're around there.
Here. Just throw it right in the middle of this ripple, and then as soon as you see it move, then yeah, there you go. You got your first fish.
What are these used for? Oh, we get shot at.
I don't have any math, so let's take some cover here. I mean, I only have a pistol, so
Do you want the SMG? You'll probably be better with an iron.
no, that's okay. All right, so we could just head into the circle. I don't see them. They have to come this way anyway. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick fish here. Sometimes you get a really good gun.
You can get guns from fishing, that's...
Oh, like really good guns. Oh God, where are you?
Where did you just disappear to?
There's yeah, I'm landing at the top here. Right up here. I don't know, I found a portal by accident.
There's a gun up here. Tactical shotgun.
Yeah.
And one over here as well.
Another tack? Oh, they are.
SMG.
I prefer the AR, but got it over here.
Nice.
Seal it, right? Health.
I'm good for a minute, I'm on 75. I will take the shield potion though.
Oh, guy right here.
Yep.
Himself, so we should get him.
Behind the tree, yep, seen him.
where'd he go? You got me.
There's two guys. You good?
Yeah. Just healing. You got a good shot at me. Yeah, no, you got me. Damn it, that's just reckless. Come up the hill.
Yeah, I see. I'm coming.
Should be pretty weak.
Ooh, hello. Could you stop shooting at me for a second, please?
I'll get him. Don't worry about me, he's coming for you. Yeah. What's your blood? Oh!
I'm so concerned with getting people back up all the time.
Yeah. We're better than that guy. We're better than that. Alright, should we do one more?
Let's do one more. I think we've just about got time.
Yeah. We're not gonna last very long anyway. We'll drop into a hot zone, okay? Just
Yeah,
for the
sure.
entertainment, okay? We'll drop.
We'll get some kills at least.
Yeah. Is there any lag for you playing on NA East? No.
No, not at all.
Yeah. All right. We jump into the Coliseum.
Okay.
Take it from there. Maybe you'll get a good skin or something.
That's a good point. Hopefully, yeah.
Alright, Coliseum. That's where it's hot, babe. Oh, that's gonna be so hot. Look at it, right on the flight path. Like, it's gonna be like 30 people here.
Yeah, this is gonna be chaos, but let's do it.
Total chaos. Okay, we can't help each other out. Every man for himself. Like,
Okay, okay.
if I'm dead, just get the hell out of just, yeah, don't worry about me. Cause yeah, it's gonna be real hot. I'm gonna try to take the roof. Surprisingly, not too bad.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone here yet. Level 2, baby.
Lucked out with a purple scar. What? Nobody here? That can't be. Oh, I
I'm
see.
really confused by that.
Shooting at a bot. It's not really person. Oh, there was no bounty or anything. Such a waste of it.
Where is everyone?
Everyone was thinking the same thing we were.
Oh, got someone. Damn, they caught me off guard.
Where are you?
On the stairs
There.
behind, yeah, there.
Where did he hit? Where did he? Oh yeah.
Right behind it.
Okay, I see. Oh,
Oh my god.
harpoon!
We were so sure there was no one there.
And they took my beautiful purple scar. Alright. Disappointing, but I don't know. all these good players.
That's how it goes.
And we're shit. So.
I'm so bad at Fortnite. I will get better for next time, I swear. But with that final match, guys, that's going to conclude things for this episode of the Oxygen Podcast. Ben, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back here next year. This will be the final podcast for 2020 because I do need to go home and I won't be able to stream from there. So we'll see you for episode 6 in January. Until then, you can find us on socials at Oxygen Gaming UK and sign up for updates for our beta at www.oxygen-gaming.com. Until next time, players, I'm Andy Nile, and this is the Oxygen Podcast.